Hello everybody and welcome back to Colony Survival last time we left off I was about to put in some furnaces, some kilns and stuff, and I was going to basically get some pottery on the go, which is something that I have done since. Yes, I have indeed. And then everything went wrong. Everything went into a massive death spiral in this camp. It started off with the archers over here not having quite enough ammunition, and I didn't have slingers at the time, which you may notice I have now. And then all the guys got killed, and then we had a terrible trouble with food. I brought some food down and re-recruited everybody, but then they started to starve because I'd recruited so many that they weren't keeping up. And lots of things happened, and I got lost, and then my glider got, it was in my hotbar, and I got killed with my glider on me, and I had to walk back to the town, to the main camp. So lots of stuff happened that I really don't think you guys need to see, because it's not really progress in the game. It was just me trying to get myself out of this huge sticky situation of a death spiral. So we're going to start from here. I've basically been trying to make things a little bit more efficient in this camp. I've realised that we've got so much silk and so much porcelain and everything. I'm not sure if I had made all of the mine adjustments that I've made. I'll show you the mine in just a second. But so I've gone down to 1 spindle. I've gone down to 1 kiln. And one thing that I'm going to be doing as well, because we've now done that, we're struggling to get enough hot water to do everything. So what I think I want to do is to take away one of these farms. This is a tea farm. I'm going to remove that. And we're also going to remove this here silkworm farm, because I don't believe that, I'm going to also just get rid of the bushes and that were in here. I don't believe that we need that much. If you look in my inventory here, we have 900 tea leaves that have not been processed yet. And my grinders are nowhere near doing that. And 925 silkworm cocoons. So these clearly produce enough with 1 field each to do lots and lots of stuff. It's not needed to have quite as many fields as we've got there. So we could do something else with this space. We could put in like wheat fields. We could put in berry fields, all sorts of things. We could use the unemployed colonists to do something like that instead. So what we're basically doing is making sure that I don't have colonists just making things. Now, one thing that I am struggling with a little bit is I do keep running out of rice. So one thing that might be a really good thing to do instead over here is to put in a rice field or 2, I think. So that might be a little bit of a better use of the space. So let's see. Food, rice field. Where's rice gone? Oh, hang on, it might be Far East, actually. Rice farmer, there we go. Rice farmer tool. See, these can be 100 big, but we could do, let's see. We could do 7 by 14. 7 by 13. We could go right the way to the edge and do a 96. Yeah, let's do that actually. Oops. And then do 96. There we are. And we'll do the same over here. It's not maybe the most attractive looking thing in the world, but I think that this will be a better use of space in general. There we are. That looks kind of all right. And we're going to now have 2 cool rice farmers that are going to come in and get us loads and loads of rice, which should hopefully mean that we'll be better able to make the rice meals that we need. The other thing that we do need is a lot of boiling water, and we seem to be struggling a little bit to keep up with that, and also to keep up with the general sort of water collection. Not a lot I can do about that other than putting in more. I'd have to go all the way back and get more water pumps to make that work better. But I'm happy just to leave it be at the moment, and I'm sure it will catch up. And if we've got too much rice, then oh well. I don't actually think we need the boiling water for the rice meals anyway, do we? I don't think so. I think it's just cabbage, chicken, which we've got tons of. Look at all that cabbage and chicken, but we're just running out of the rice all the time. So if these guys can make a load of rice meals, then we will not have any trouble at all with our calories. So that's hopefully something that we can sort out. I'm going to try and get 50. I've changed, I don't know if I showed this or not, but I've changed the rules over here so that we keep 40 of our meals and we send anything above 40 onwards. So the fact that I've told them to make 50 means that they're always going to be trying to keep 50 in the stockpile, but 10 are always going to be sent to the other one. So hopefully that should just keep them constantly making rice meals. Okay, and then everyone should be happy. I mean, things like silk and porcelain, we don't really need those to be made. And they're things that I could scale up later if I want to. But really what I want to do right now is to make sure that these guys are okay. Which I think I've done enough to make sure that they're okay now, honestly. I think I've done enough to make sure that they're going to have plenty of rice meals being made. I wonder if we'd need some extra chefs. Are these guys just constantly making boiling water? Is that all they're doing? Are they going to... I wonder if they're going to catch up. Because they're making tea and boiling water and everything else. And I wonder if they're slightly struggling and whether maybe putting in an extra oven would be a good idea. Maybe I could move the grocer over here where there's a bit of space. We've got 2 traders, have we? Okay, interesting. I'll move the grocer over there with a bit more space, and then we could like maybe pop in an extra oven and then get 1 extra person recruited to do that, because if we can get the ovens all sorted out, then I think we're going to be good. So let's recruit one more person over here. Just want to get this all sorted out, and then we're going to go back to the colony and do what I said we were going to do ages ago. Oh, we need more beds, do we? All right then. Got some beds here. I'll put in an extra bed. This bedroom is getting rather cramped now, isn't it? I've just gone kind of crazy with it. I was just like, you know what? You're having a massive bunkhouse, and I'm not going to even do the floor or anything. I'm just going to leave it scruffy, because everything goes so much faster if you don't try to be neat and try and make things look nice. Surprising that. So yeah, let's see if we can recruit another guy to come and like do our... Oh gosh. That cost a lot. Oops. Our happiness was very low. The reason our happiness is very low is all our food is very low. And if we sort out the food situation, then hopefully... What? Why have we still got 1 unemployed? Oh, that really does not amuse me. Because now I've got to try and recruit another one at that hugely overpricedness. 153,000 calories. Just to recruit myself another chef, really? Well, let's see if this happiness can get sorted. They probably run out of berries or something. Yeah, they were running quite low on berries actually, and they have completely run out of their rice meals. So what I am hoping to do, and maybe I need to reduce the amount of tea they're making for now, so that they'll get on to making the rice meals, and maybe reduce the boiling waters. Maybe just force them into making the rice meals. But they don't have enough rice. Again, wow. I'm glad I made those extra rice fields. That should hopefully sort itself out, but... They've only just started on those rice fields, and I definitely have needed lots more rice this whole time. Definitely. Because we've got tons of cabbages. These chicken farms are doing amazingly, making loads of chicken. So we're not running out of that, but we're running out of rice. Because you need 20 rice to make a rice meal. So there's only 5 rice meals in each one of these fields. Or very slightly less, there's like 19 or something. Sorry. The 5 is, there's like 4 in those and 5 in these. So yeah. -11 happiness. Can we maybe recruit now? Maybe that would be a little bit less awful. 16,000. There we go, that's better. I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it while it's going to cost me like my entire food supply. No chance. So yeah, I think the amount of berries and rice meals and things like that got a little bit out of hand there. So what I'm hoping is that by tomorrow that will sort itself out. And then I can go back. Have a little drink there because I've been talking for a long time. You guys don't even realise it, but I've recorded, like, this is the 5th episode I've recorded today. But 2 of them are getting scrapped, so I have to keep going. Because, you know, I won't have enough footage otherwise. So just have to keep hydrated, it's fine. But yeah, I just need to really, really make sure that these guys are okay. And I just need to watch them for a little bit longer. Just probably another 5 minutes or so, just watching them, make sure that the food is going in the right direction and everything like that, and they're not going to starve, they're not going to die to anything, and then I can leave them, okay? And in the meantime, hopefully what's happening in the colony over here, is that they're making bread, and they're making food. Yeah, they're up to 1,158k calories. They have slightly less calories because I took some away to help fend for this colony, helping this colony fend for itself. So unfortunately, it did get a little bit low on food in the other colony, but they're really recovering well now. So I think they are making a surplus of about 100 to 200,000 a day, which is what saved this colony. But I need to make sure that this colony is nice and secure, and that other colony is nice and secure, and they're all making an excess of food, and they're all just ticking away nicely at everything. And once I've done that, and they're all happy, and they've got everything they need, and blah, 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 I might try and send some bread down to this colony from the main colony as well, because they could really do with some bread, I think. But they've got plenty of berries now. Plenty of rice. They're making rice meals. Rice meals should make them happy. Their happiness seems to have gone up. Because they've got tea and rice meals going from the grocer there. They are a little bit low on berries. I would like to be able to just increase the amount of rice meals or tea or something like that they're allowed to have. So that they can have a few more calories in their diet. I mean, 1939 isn't too bad. Maybe I could just give them a little bit more berries. Like that. Because we put a lot of berry fields in. I've completely reduced their use of bread on so that they're not expecting any bread. That's not something they use in this camp, in this colony. So hopefully it should be okay. I've probably gone a little bit overkill now on the archers and slingers and everything, but the slingers are taking pressure off the archers because we've not got enough arrows each day. See, they're running quite low on arrows. I am also wondering possibly whether it might not be so bad now that things are starting to settle down a bit, but the guy that's making stuff really needs to be making sling bullets as a priority. I've put it down as a priority. Don't need to be making kills as a priority anymore. So the only thing that is a priority, the first thing that should be made every day, ideally, should be sling bullets. We'll see if that help, you know, if he makes enough, because I do worry about that. And we've got, I think it should be 450 being made. Oh no, it's up to 200. I would like more than that, please. I'd like 500. I made a few because I was like, I wondered why there was only 200 in the stockpile, but I'd like to have to know that there's always lots and lots of sling bullets, even if we don't use them all each day. Okay, looks like possibly the sun's going to come up soon. They're starting to... Those are the miners. It takes them half the day to get out of the mine. I do need to make some mine bedrooms. Because it's taking them far too long to come up from there. It's not good. It's not good when they take half the night. They're asleep for like 10 minutes and then they're back down their mine. So I really should put a couple of beds down there for them. Even if they're just... in a very rough place, you know, because it takes them a long time to get up these stairs, especially from down here. So maybe I'll pop So how many jobs have I got in here? 1. Right, I'm just going to be really, really, really basic about it. And just put the beds in, like, next to where they work, basically. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get in there. Actually, I'm going to expand this out at least so that the beds can be separated. But this way they won't have to go anywhere to find a bed, which is the main thing. Just trying to make sure that the beds aren't in the way of their working space or anything like that. I can come in here later and I can make things beautiful, but at the moment I just want functionality, honestly. But yeah, all those miners, it was taking them forever to get back out of the mines each day, so they've got some little bedrooms in their working area just to try and make it so they don't have to spend quite as long going up and down stairs, hopefully. So every miner has a bed each now. The rest of them, you know, they walk pretty quickly to their beds, but it's when they've got to go up and down stairs that it starts to get really bad for them, so. Okay, so they're down to... Why are they saying 0 calorie usage a day? I don't like that. Does that mean they're starving or something? Oh no, 43,000 a day. And they've got 118,000. They are on minus 40 happiness right now. What are they out of? Still struggling for rice, loads, aren't they? Hopefully that should fix itself, as we've got now 300 almost squares of rice. I hope that'll be helping. And maybe I could help them along a little bit. Give them a bit of a boost. So all that I just harvested was enough for like 2 rice meals. But the rice does grow quite swiftly. So hopefully he's in there like growing new ones now. So that's 3 rice meals worth of rice in there. They've made 4 rice meals already. Wonderful. I'm just going to go around and harvest all the rice for them. See, I started recording because I thought, oh, I'm nearly done with, like, sorting out their stuff. But I really want to make sure, 100%, that they have enough to eat. And that if they don't have enough to eat, then they've got, like, you know, what, that I've got enough time to be able to go and sort that out. To be able to get back to my main colony and bring them food if I have to. Right, so that's another 64. That's enough for another 4 of those meals. So if we get up to about 10 of them, then that's like 40,000 calories, which is great. We've still got 100 cooked fish that they don't seem to be using. So I'm just hoping that that'll start to mount up now. You can also help with this one. Now anything above 40 rice meals I'll send over to the other colony just to boost their happiness a bit more. Nothing like a bit of variety for them. Now it's really important if you do try to harvest on behalf of your colonists in the way I'm doing there. Super duper important that you keep an empty inventory slot. If you say try to harvest with the light leaves there, for example, it would just waste the whole thing. So you just be really careful of that if you are trying to help them along with any farming tasks that they might have. So how are they doing now? They have 8 rice meals. 153,000 calories. We've got enough to make one more as well. There we are, we've got 10. Oh, do we get 2 rice meals per... We might get 2 per 20. That would be good. I think when it says rice meal, it might give you 2. Cool. What I might find eventually is that I'll start to have problems with boiling water, and that's going to be the thing that will be the issue. And in that case, what I will have to do, unfortunately, is go and either tell someone to do the risky job of going out there and getting water, which I do not like doing on a colony that I'm leaving to its own devices, which is why I have put water pumps in. But I may need to just put more and more and more water pumps in. Well, I know literally I've got water pumps right by the water, but I don't want them having to go in and out all the time. It is bad times when that happens, but this is a very water heavy colony, so I may need to go get some more water pumps and do it that way. We'll see. It does look like the total calories do seem to be on the overall up. Happiness is sometimes good, sometimes not so good, depending. But it might help to have the other colony maybe send down some bread or something like that. They definitely seem to be sending, I think, any more than 10 cups of tea get sent. Yeah, get sent up to the other colony. So there'll probably be lots of tea up there, which is really, really cool. But we're struggling a bit more for the rice meals. But I think that that's going to sort itself out very, very soon. I would love to see a little bit more. Does the calorie use per day go up based on, like, certain things? Like, I wonder if it's more calories if they eat more of a certain thing, or... I really don't know how it works. But their happiness is positive right now, so I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not going to put down that spinning wheel and that forge, but I am going to keep them in the inventory here, so that they can be put down if I do need to have them at a later date. I want to expand. So, I think this colony, for now, I'm going to leave it alone. I kind of don't want to, but I'm going to, every so often, just double check that the calories are okay. And if they don't look like they are, then I'll try and maybe put a trade agreement in to send them a little bit of food. Maybe a few luxury meals, maybe a bit of bread, something like that. But we're going to go back. And let's just make sure that I'm trying to... I need to raise myself up, and I also need to try and keep in a westward direction. And we should be good. So I've left them with someone mining stone, someone making bullets, all that sort of thing. Left the Far East. I'm really glad I couldn't recruit that colonist for 160,000 calories, because I would have cried if I'd ever accidentally used that much. But we're good, I think. I think we're good. So now I can go back to the main colony and try and make all the things I need for a new colony. And then I think, I'm kind of thinking, let's head south this time. Let's see what we can do in the south with the colony. And hopefully I'll do a better job than I did with that one there. I don't know though. Could end up in a death spiral down there as well. New colonies are more difficult than you sometimes think. Even if you do have the stuff for them, you've got to get them all balanced out, and sometimes that takes a little bit of looking at them, honestly. So basically, if I keep going in the right direction, eventually I'll just come across my my home camp. And nobody's died yet in the other camp, so fingers crossed it's doing okay and it's fairly self-sufficient at this point. There's nothing worse than flying away from your camp and seeing someone died of starvation, someone died of starvation, someone died from a monster, someone died from a monster, someone died from a monster, and you're not there and you can't do a thing about it. It's so frustrating. So I just wanted to, I mean, I keep saying I'll be able to do this new camp in a certain amount of time, in this amount of time or that amount of time. And really, I don't think I should be putting pressure on myself to do anything in any kind of amount of time, because really, you just need as long as you need to get it working properly and to make sure that everything's good and that people aren't dying all the time before you leave. I mean, with this, I don't know why, I just constantly keep losing the same 2 colonists. I don't entirely know why that is. Whoa, I need to be inside. Ah. Landed in my cabbage field, but that's fine. What I can do is I can take the glider and I can put it somewhere a bit more out of the way, like there, for example. And that way you don't have this horrible glider just sat like on its side somewhere. But okay, so we're back here now, and what I'd like to do is maybe go over to my grocer. I still didn't find the other grocer. I'm sure there was another grocer here somewhere, but I've never found it. So what I think I want to do is propose a little trading rule, maybe regarding bread, to my Far East colony. And I'm thinking that anything over a certain amount of bread, we might send down there. Maybe even thinking anything above a certain amount of luxury meals as well, we might send down there. Okay, how about anything more than 30 of those, and anything more, that was the luxury meal, and anything more than 30 perpetual stews we'll send down there. And that way they should have lots of food then. Perpetual stew. Anything more than 30 we'll send down to there. So we'll always have like 30 and 30. And then if I don't like, if I see lots and lots of calories down there and not so many calories up here, then, you know, we'll change it. But I want to see how many we're trying to make. Like at the moment we're trying to make 35. And 35 of those. And they seem to be doing really well with that. So how about we go up to a little bit, like 40 of that and 40 of that. Oh, 50 and 50, okay. How about we change the rules to 40 then? So we can always keep 40 of our meals. So that gives us a little bit more calorie leeway in this side of things. And then they'll be able to send more rice meals back up to us, because they won't be eating the rice meals all the time necessarily. They'll be eating some of the luxury meals, etc. Yeah, let's change these to 40. So 40 and 40 perpetual stew, and let's make a new rule. So 40 luxury meal, 40 perpetual stew. So hopefully that should mean that 10 gets sent down to the other one. So let's have a little look at how that's doing. $272k calories. They've got minus 11 happiness. So they're a little bit unhappy right now. They're using 35,000 calories a day. Hopefully, with some of the stuff we sent them, they should be a little bit happier soon enough. Right. So, one thing that we do need to do is to make sure we've got 500 loaves of bread here. And I don't know how many we're trying to make right now, but I don't think we have 500. We got 263. So we've got half what we need. And there's a few other things that I can maybe make for myself. Like planks and things like that. But I cannot make bread myself. So we need bread to be made in the bread ovens. Infinite bread. Okay. Well, that's all I can ask them to do is make infinite bread. It needs water buckets, and we don't have water buckets. Oh, well that's an issue, isn't it? That's why we don't have any bread. Okay. Is that just that we don't have water? Or is it that we don't have the buckets? Let's have a look. We got 70 empty buckets and 0 water buckets. So that would say to me that we don't have enough water gatherers right now. That's probably because they keep getting killed. That doesn't help. But we might need to just put some more water gatherer jobs in. So that we can have plenty of bread. Because we're going to need it for all these new colonies. So, I maybe want 3 more jobs down here. And then I'm going to have a look at why the grocer in particular needs to go first. And then maybe this water gatherer. So it'd be 1, 2 hits on... Yeah, so just one dude is getting through here, clearly. One little sneaky sneak. But that's fine. I can remotely recruit, so that's not really too much of an issue. But the giving them longer pathways in is going to probably help quite a bit. So, what I want to do... The bread's going down, and that's why, and the bread and the berries are the things that help this go up, other than the luxury meals and all that sort of thing. So anyway, we don't have any rice meals yet. Do we have any silk coming in right now? Let's have a look, because I might be able to get the tailors to do something with the silk if that's coming through. Because I was supposed to be sending any silk that I made above and beyond 0 up to here, but I'm not seeing it. Let's try search it. Oh yeah, we've got 481 silk threads. Wonderful. So, I should be able to get them to make silky pillowcases and all that sort of thing and get the happiness right up. And then we could maybe send some of the silky pillowcases back down to the other place and then we can get their happiness up as well. Because they don't have tailors down there. I don't want to make their place really huge, so I'd rather try and use the trading to do that. Send the silk up here, make it into stuff, and then divide it up. So yeah, anyway. That's the plan there. So we want some more water gatherers. And I think we can have 4. And there's not enough beds. Okay. I mean, one thing I was kind of thinking is maybe to like have some beds here for the water gatherers so they didn't have to walk as far. That might be quite cool. So this could be like their little huts that they like live in, kind of, and the grocer is there, and like some of them sleep down here. Kind of like a little beach hut for them, isn't it? It's kind of really cute. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. Definitely do that. We can have at least 6 of them sleeping down here rather than up at the cabin thing, up at the house. What else could we do to help? Actually, I could also fill this in and put beds at the back here. I don't know really. See, a lot of them I get to sleep down here now. See. That guy doesn't get to, but lots of them do. So let's recruit another 4. Do some have to go back? Some get to sleep in the beach hut thing. Maybe I should expand their beach hut like out a little bit to accommodate more beds for these guys. That might be a cool little project for later. I love that. I love the water gatherer beach hut idea though. I think it's really cool. I'm gonna grab some more stone, I think, and I'm gonna just try and see if I can make that area a little bit more secure. By making these longer, I think. Ooh, nearly fell out then. Yeah, so I kind of think that maybe if I made it so they had to come in a bit further. The longer it takes them to come in, the better it's going to be for my poor little fishers and water gatherers and stuff. How many extras did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now then, issue over here is I've got to make sure that it's up this high. I don't want them accidentally getting in. I know you're trying to get in there. Take those away, just in case they are anyway in the way. But what I'm wanting is for them to have to really come in a long way. Before they can try and come down here. This is a big problem. Right, so yeah, now, oh gee, I'm not set up for this. Stupidly. No! Get off my dudes. That's clearly a terrible idea, isn't it? Most of them are going down, but like some are... We are struggling with some. So what I'm going to need, I think, a little bit of extra firepower here. Get off my dudes! I'm serious here. Get off my dudes. Maybe putting beds here was not the best idea. But I feel like maybe if I had some crossbowmen or something, just to take out some of the... We've got plenty of food in this colony. Problem is they would need a way up. So I'd have to like maybe do something like this. Make it into like a tunnel that they can still get across, you see. And I kind of do think at this point, like, we would be better off with like a guardhouse here, wouldn't we? With beds and stuff. I feel like I could totally expand this. into like a little house, couldn't I? So they basically get to sleep on their own sort of... Yeah, let's do this. So I'd only need about 3 beds. They basically get to sleep on their own little section of wall. So the zombies wouldn't be able to get them, but like basically have a bed there, there, and there. Do maybe the same on the other side. It might need to be a bit longer than that even. But for now I'm just going to do this, I think. I'm just going to back like that. Just be careful that the zombies can't get in. And just kind of give some bedroom space for these poor dudes that are having to run all the way down here every day. And I might find some way to make it look pretty later too. This is just the start of my guardhouse, okay? But it at least gives them a bit more leeway and that they can sort of go to bed over here. I'll probably move this. I'll probably expand it out a little bit more even than this. And that will basically give us a space for them to walk in, And you need a space for them to get over the top there so that they can... It's going to end up like a big fortress, isn't it? But I'm going to need a space for them to walk over there because I feel like we kind of need... Oh, now... I'm going to need to keep it away from the wall, actually. Because they still might need to walk down from there. So I still need a kind of walkway. I mean, at the moment it's fine, because they can go through the beds. That's not a problem. They still have a path, but I need to think about that quite significantly. But that does give them some places to sleep while they're doing their stuff down here. So it gives, like... Not that they have chosen to sleep there, but maybe over the next night or two they will decide to sleep in those beds. Maybe they prefer to be within the border of the town though. Well, actually no, because the fisher people, they all slept in their beds. Don't know. We've got -2 unemployed again. So we'll just get that sorted out. I don't know. Right, so in the meantime, how are we doing with the bread? Has that helped our bread situation? Not at all. We actually now have less. Woohoo! So what I want to try and do in their happiness meter thing is to try and tell them to eat a little bit less bread. They can maybe eat a little bit more luxury meals. And they can maybe eat a little bit more perpetual stew. But they need to eat a lot less bread. Okay, wonderful. I think that's about right for them. So hopefully now the bread should start stacking up a little bit more. Because I'm not happy the amount of bread that... Well, probably the extra bread has gone into the extra like meals and things. So that's probably not a help really. Now we've got even less. How? How? We're trying to make infinite bread here. I need more water, clearly. So we've got more water buckets coming in, which is amazing. So hopefully that should mean that the bread starts getting made. We do have enough water at this point. We are slightly running out of the actual empty buckets themselves. So that's something I maybe need to have a quick look at. I might need one more maker. Like craftsman maker dude. Yeah, I'm quite liking that little idea of almost a little castle down there, little battlements. Gonna need a little bit more development, but it's fine. So, the dudes over here that is making the... Did you go to the grocer's or something? I think there's a grocer's just outside here, yeah, so... They should be able to get to one reasonably easily. Now, they're making things like slings and beds and stuff like that. That's fine. But they really need to be making water buckets. So I can have bread. Let's just up that crafting priority. Copper nails and copper parts. And planks. Okay. We'll just make sure we've got all of that. We've got planks. We've got copper nails. And copper parts. Well, I could probably make a few to help them out. There we are. So I want you making buckets, okay? Buckets. Not olive oil. Why are you even making olive oil? I have no idea. Where's that wood coating? Oh, okay. You had to make one. That's fine. They have made all the buckets though, actually. So, yay. Thank you very much. Maybe we should be making more than 5 though, because we do need quite a lot. Maybe we'll try and keep 50 in there. Right, okay, good. So I think that's helping with the bread production a bit. We're up to 170 bread now, whereas we were down to 135 earlier. So that, yeah, they seem to have all the things they need to make the bread. But they have run out of wheat. Maybe I need another wheat field. Don't know. I mean, we seem to have a lot of wheat fields, but... Let's see where this goes and if I could expand anywhere. I mean, I could actually expand over the other side of this. But then I don't think we would have 10 by 10s, but might not be so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if that would be the best place to put wheat fields. I really want 10 by 10s for wheat fields. So where else have we got room? I think that side we've gone all the way to the side. But this side I don't think we have, and I think we can still go backwards a little bit. I think I can still go out to this side. A fair amount. Yeah. Might take a bit of digging, but... The other thing is, how much barley do I have? Like, loads of it. So, what I'm kind of thinking is everywhere I've got barley, I probably should have wheat. Let's see, is this wheat? Yes. So all of these are like barley fields. That's a barley field. That's a flax field that could be turned into a wheat field. So that's what I think I'm going to do, is I'm going to remove this. I'm going to turn it into a wheat field. I want bread, lots of bread. Because bread is... hang on, let's remove this. Remove area. And then I want to do food. I want to do wheat farmer. Oh, I need to get rid of all of this first. Okay, fine. I can do that. Let's put some of this away so that I'm not struggling for space. But any barley I do pick up would be fine. But I really probably only need like a little bit of barley now because I've got so much that I can use. And if I do find that I run out later, I just keep maybe one field or something. Or even no fields. I've got 14,000 blinking barley at the moment. Ridiculous. Whereas what I really need is wheat. So I can make loads of bread. So we'll repurpose these fields. I don't think I need maybe as much flax as I've got going at the moment as well. And also the other thing I could do is make a secondary herb garden at the front there and put flax there too. So that's another thing I could remove in favour of wheat. So let's just go with a wheat field here, please. Thank you. So that's another 10 by 10. Because we were running out all the time. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big massive wheat fields. How many barley fields have we got over here? So the barley is the one with the like sort of stalky looking things going on. We got 3 massive, huge, great big barley fields over here. And that is why we are struggling. Let's remove the area there. Get rid of the barley. And turn them into wheat fields. Oh man, and then all of this time just playing around with all of this and I still haven't got anywhere closer to getting this new colony underway. However, once I have enough bread, it's going to be one of the really big hurdles that I'm going to really be struggling with, because the problem with bread is that people keep eating it all the time. And when people keep eating it all the time, it becomes very difficult. Oh, that was the tree cutters make the same sound as someone like hitting one of my colonists, one of the monsters. Not good. But yeah, if I can get enough wheat together and we can get enough water and all of that stuff, and we can make lots and lots and lots of bread, then that's going to be really good. And it's going to mean that getting all of the different oops, no, I don't want that. Ah, okay. It's going to mean, like, oh, let's just put these barleys away, because we don't need any of them, do we? You know, put them away. If we have enough wheat, then we're not going to find that we're bottlenecking. And if we can try and get people to eat less of the bread, then that would be ideal. Let's have a quick look at my other colony and make sure that they're all okay. They have a lot of calories now. What I might do is take away... Really? They're back down in the water gatherer area. It's going to take so much messing about with that to really get it... I'll just quickly recruit another one. But I might need to, now I think the other colony is doing quite well for food, I may need to remove some of those contracts that I've got with them, so that we're not using up all the bread over here. Because those meals that I'm sending down there do require bread. So what I might do is maybe send them fish or something like that. Excess fish. Alright, so there we are. We are going to have lots of wheat farmers. And then we're going to employ someone else to do that. Wheat. That's more flax there. That's wheat. And that's more flax again. I might not need as much flax as I've got. Let's have a look. How much flax do we have and how much flax do we need? We've got 3,000. That's actually not like tons. So I'm kind of happy just to leave the flax as it is in the farms. But yeah, I think it's time to... It's that time again, isn't it? Like, to wrap up the episode, and I haven't really done much. However, look, the bread is on the rise now. So it looks to me like we are making more bread. then we have lots and lots of water, lots of empty buckets, lots of flour, but not too much flour that I think we're overproducing it. We're probably using it as we're making it. And the bread is going up. So, happy with that. If I do find that the bread is struggling a bit, it looks like we're making lots of cakes too, which is great. If I am struggling with the bread still, and I think that they're struggling to be able to bake it or to mill the flour in time, then I will put in extra mills and extra ovens. But at the moment, it looks like the bottleneck is the wheat itself and the fact that people are just constantly eating all the bread. So, one thing that I could do is give them a little bit more berries. I could give them a little bit more, maybe cooked fish or luxury meal or something like that. And then we can take down the bread. And we'll see how they do with that. We can also give them a little bit of porcelain. Doesn't look like the porcelain is making its way up here, I notice. There is oh no, it is making its way up here. So we're giving them a little bit of that, a little bit of tea. Honestly, we might find they've got quite a lot of tea. So let's have a quick look at the actual crafting. Let's put in tea and see how much they got. 125 right now. So they are making quite a lot of tea down there for us. So I think I could maybe up their tea ration a touch. And see if that helps. So 15% availability for undershirt. 5% for glazed porcelain for tea. 90% availability for berry. So I want to be trying to increase all of these. 25 existential happiness. Minus 151 for population. 5% availability for jewellery. So I'm slowly but surely getting them lots of extra stuff that can make them happy and can make a big colony. It looks like we're doing really well for wax candles and tablets and things like that as well at the moment. So we can maybe just slightly increase those. But I think we're doing pretty well. And we have very good... Seemingly very good... I don't know why the rationed calorie thing is a problem there. Well, they still got pretty good happiness with that amount of calories and no bread. So what I'm trying to do is to not feed them any bread. So we're like basically storing up the bread. And I think what I may do as well, before I forget, before the end of the episode, is just quickly kill those trade deals for the perpetual stew, etc. Because hopefully they've got enough rice meals down there now and they're really starting to come into their own. So if I remove that one and I remove the perpetual stew one and just let there be 50 sitting there, we shouldn't have to worry then. One thing I'll need to do as well next episode, which will help with their happiness considerably, is to start doing something with the silk threads, but I'm not going to do that right now because we're getting on in time again. So next episode we'll do some silk threads and we'll make them into silk pillowcases and all that sort of thing, help with the happiness there. And work on the other things that we need for the new colony banner. I'll show you what is needed for one of those. 500 bread is one of them, which is why we've been working on bread a lot this time. Stone bricks, planks, which I can make myself. 50 beds, which I can make myself. Copper parts I can make. Copper tools I can make. Copper nails I can make. So there's actually nothing else that I can't make myself as long as I've got enough copper and things like that. Whereas the bread is something that I have to make the colonists make. So the reason behind me being so kind of so into making the bread first is that they're going to have to, you know, spend time making that. And in the meantime, I can be doing other things like trying to increase their happiness that they lost from the loss of the bread through making some silk stuff. And then go and manually make some of the things that I need for the colony starter kit. Most of the things that do need to be made have just been made already, so that's brilliant. So I'm hoping that if we can get enough bread together by the end of next episode, we might be able to put together a colony starter kit, get on the glider and go down south and see what kind of cool things we can make down there. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more colony survival, please subscribe and I'll let you know when the videos are out. I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.